Hey, welcome back to How to Barbecue Right. Today I've got some beautiful compart pork here. I've got half a pork belly and a pork tenderloin, and I'm going to be making a porchetta roast out on the smoker. Porchetta is where we're going to take this tenderloin, roll it up, tie it in some strings inside this pork belly. It's going to be draped around it. We're going to get it in some brine, get some good flavors in it, season it with some fresh herbs. Of course, we're going to get some barbecue seasoning on the outside so that fat melts down, gets a little crunchy, crispy. We're going to cook it on that smoker so you know it's going to have some great flavor. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is get this pork in some brine. The belly and the tenderloin need to hang out for at least 6 hours. It's not going to hurt it overnight. And I've just put together a simple brine here. Salt, brown sugar, and some barbecue rub with a gallon of water. You want to do it ahead of time so when you mix that brine up and you get some heat on it, it has time to cool. That's exactly what I've done here. We're just going to get a big Ziploc bag. Get our pork inside it. And now the tricky part, pouring this brine. You can see it, everything's submerged. You want to get the air out of the bag best you can. So that belly, that tenderloin stays under the liquid. Then I'm just going to drop it right back down in my container so I can stick it in the refrigerator. It's going to stay submerged in this container. It's perfect to fit right on your shelf. You could also have it in a cooler on some ice, that would work. But we need about 6 hours, and it's not going to hurt to do this overnight. So we'll be back in a little while and show you how we're going to get this porchetta built so we can get it out on the smoker. The pork belly and the tenderloin stayed in that brine for about 6 hours. That's going to be plenty of time for me to get some flavors in it. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to put this porchetta together, get it ready for the grill. Now you'll notice the tenderloin I have, I took the pork belly and cut it to the exact same width so I could wrap it up, and that's what you want to do. This pork belly was twice this size, so out of a 10-pound pork belly, you could definitely make 2 of these. We're just going to do 1 today. Now you can use the pork belly that has skin on it, and it turns out great. You just need to score that skin. The one I have already has the skin removed, so I'm not going to be scoring it today. This fat's going to cook down, it's going to crisp up and be great. But if you do get a skin on pork belly, it's perfectly okay. What we're going to do first is flip the pork belly over, meat side up. And the first thing that I'm going to do is get a little bit of olive oil on it. So I'm just going to rub this olive oil in a little bit. Then I'm going to hit it with some of that salt, pepper, and garlic, my AP seasoning. Just a good base layer. Next, it's going to get a mixture of some basil, some parsley, some oregano, some garlic, just some herbs that you can use whatever you want at this part. I like this combination. Gives it some color. It's going to give it some great flavor on the inside as well. Next, I'm going to season the tenderloin with just some AP. That's all we're going to do to it. It's going to be right up against these herbs. Then we're going to get it inside the pork belly. So now I've kind of turned the pork belly where you can see it. I'm just going to roll it up. Got that tenderloin centered on the inside. And we just want to kind of roll it into a roast. And how we're going to hold it together, we're going to use some butcher twine. And I've got some lengths of butcher twine cut here. We're just going to slide it under, bring it up, and tie it. This is going to make it hold its shape. It's going to keep it together. So the porchetta is all tied, and I'm just coming back and clipping these loose strings. Now all we have to do is season the outside, and you can use anything you want. Salt and pepper goes great. That AP season will work on this. I like to use, since we're putting this out on the smoker, we're going to use barbecue rub. I'm going to use my barbecue rub on the outside, on this fat side. I'm not going heavy, just giving it a light coat just to add some color, a little more flavor. I'm going to roll it, make sure I get it on all the sides of it. So that's it, that's the porchetta. You got the pork tenderloin inside the pork belly. It's got all the herbs in there, some seasonings. We've got it tied up. We're ready to go outside and get the pit fired up. I'm going to be cooking this one on my Yoder pellet grill today. We'll be running about 250 to 275, right in that range. Put an internal thermometer in it. Show you how we're going to cook it next. Okay, we're out of here at the Yoder cooker today. I've got it fired up with a little bit of Barbecuer's Delight apple pellets for a nice mild smoke. Now I'm going to get the porchetta right on the rack. I've got the cooker up to 250 degrees. That's right where we're going to hold it. I'm going to put an internal thermometer in it so I can watch it after about an hour. It's not important right now, but it will be critical to when we get this porchetta done today. Looking at about a 2 or 3 hour cook time, so don't rush it, but just let it cook. We want that fat to render down. We want to build up some flavors on the outside of it. Get a little bit of that apple smoke rolling. Let's get the lid shut. Let the Yoder do its job. So it doesn't matter what kind of cooker you're cooking this recipe on, as long as you can hold that temps right at 250 for the whole cook, you're gonna be okay. Just follow along with me and watch your internal temps. It's gonna turn out great. We'll see how it does here in just a little bit. All right, it's been cooking about an hour and a half, so I wanted to get the internal temperature on our porchetta here. I just stuck the probe right in the center, down into it to where I knew I was getting into the loin too, because I want to make sure I get to the proper temperature. I've got it set on my chef alarm here for about 145 degrees. That's when it's going to go off. That's when I want to get the porchetta off. Right now you can see we're around about 130, so we still probably have another 30-45 minutes to go. We're just taking our time with it, not doing anything, not basting it, just letting it cook. All right, we have hit temp on the porchetta. Well, it's time to get it off the grill. How easy a cook was that? It looks great. Oh, look at that juice coming out. So I'm just gonna ease it over here. Let you get a view of it. Ooh. How's that look? Skin feels real good. It's got beautiful color on it. Internal temperature is right where we want it. Now we're gonna take it inside and let it rest. It's gonna need 15-20 minutes. I want it to cool down because I'm gonna show you how I make a really awesome sandwich. It's gonna be perfect for your Memorial Day barbecues this weekend. Let's take it inside and let it rest. Okay, we're gonna let the porchetta hang out and rest now. I'm just gonna loosely tin it with a little aluminum foil, not wrapping it tight or anything. And just gonna let it sit there, let those moisture absorb back into it, let it cool off a little bit, stop cooking. Meanwhile, I'm going to get some toppings ready to make this sandwich I'm going to show you how we're going to build today. I'm going to start with a little bit of olive oil and some butter. Melt that down, add some mushrooms. We're going to saute those mushrooms, season them with just a pinch of AP, throw in some spinach and wilt that right at the very end. That's going to be the topping for our sandwich. Also making a spicy mayo, and I'm going to grill some French bread real fast out on the Yoder. And we're going to show you how we're going to put all this together in just a few minutes. All right, we've had this porchetta rested for about 10 minutes while I sauteed up some vegetables to go on this sandwich I'm going to show you. I can't wait to cut into it, so let's check it out. I'm going to just start right in the middle. Oh man, let's open it up. Ooh, it looks good. It's juicy. So I'm going to slice it super thin because we're going to build one of these sandwiches with it, and it's going to be dynamite, I promise you. I'm gonna have to go ahead and cheat and get me some out here. Ooh. Let's try a little bit of this before we go to building the sandwich. Wow, that's incredibly juicy. I mean, it's flavors through and through. You can taste those herbs in it, but you can taste the salt and the pepper. A little smoke flavor from that apple wood we use in those pellets. The bacon, you just can't beat pork belly. There's nothing to describe it. Outside's a little crispy, soft. That's incredible. So let me show you how we're going to make this sandwich for this Memorial Day barbecue this weekend. I just had some French bread that I threw on the grill. First thing I'm going to do is smear a little of this spicy barbecue mayo that I made on the bottom and the top side. Got a good crunchy bread from being on the grill. Then we'll put a couple slices of provolone cheese down. We're going to pile up some of this porchetta. That looks great. Now we got to top it with a little bit of the spinach and mushrooms that we sauteed. Last, a little bit of pickled red onion. So to cut some of that richness of that pork. That's what I call a sandwich. Now let's cut it apart here. No two ways about this. I gotta have a bite. It's a beautiful sandwich. It's almost too pretty to eat, right? That's what I call a sandwich right there. If that don't blow your friends away for Memorial Day barbecue, I don't know what will. So let's talk about what we did today. Started with a pork belly and a pork tenderloin. We got them in the brine, simple brine, salt, sugar, and barbecue rub. Soaked them for 6 hours. We got it out, we seasoned that pork belly with some herbs, some salt, some pepper, some garlic, some of that AP seasoning. Put the pork tenderloin inside it, wrapped it up, tied it, seasoned the outside with a barbecue rub. It went on the pit out there at 250 degrees. Took about 3 hours to get it to an internal temperature of 145, and then we rested it. That's when we sliced it, and it's tender, it's moist, it's juicy, it's bursting with flavors, and you get the outside of that added fat getting a little crunchy on the outside. You've got to try this recipe. It's incredibly easy. It just takes a little bit of time to put it together. And if you want to impress your friends this weekend with a real cool sandwich, put this out on your grill for Memorial Day. Y'all have a good holiday. Thanks for watching us here at How to Barbecue Right. Subscribe to our channel if you like what we're doing. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time.